tilak. Here's a purport from the Srimad Bhagavatam about tilak. In Kali Yuga, one can hardly acquire gold or jeweled ornaments, but the 12 tilak marks on the body are sufficient as auspicious decorations to purify the body. So this is our jewelry. We wear tilak, marking the body with the different names of Krishna and purifying the body. And I don't have tilak on, and I'm giving a class on tilak. That's not good. Well, you can chant Om Keshavaya Namaha, and you can chant Om Narayanaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Govindaya Namaha, Om Vishnavaya Namaha, Om Vamanaya Namaha, Om Sridharaya Namaha, Om Shikesha Namaha, Om Padmanabhaya Namaha, Om Damanaraya Namaha, Om Madhusudhanaya Namaha, Om Trivikramaya Namaha. You can do that also if you don't have tilak. So you bathe, and then you put on clean cloth or dirty jeans and t-shirts, as they do here, that they've been wearing every day for the last 4 months. And then you put on tilak. But don't put it on in the bathroom. Otherwise you become a worm and stool for 10,000 lives. No, it's not true. It's not true. 999,000. No, it's not true. The bathroom is contaminated, so ideally you don't want to bring tilak in the bathroom. So, this tilak here, that means we're going back to Godhead. Adios, amigos. Back to Godhead. Regreso. We're going back. And as we said, the Tulsi beads mean we're giving up. We're giving up. So marking the body with tilak is one of the samskaras for accepting initiation. So make sure you're wearing tilak when you get initiated. It won't be, you have to wear tilak, it's part of the worship. So, what does tilak represent? In the Padma Purana and the Yajur Veda, it says that it's called Urva Pundra. It represents the lotus feet of Vishnu. And then lotus pies. Pies? Pies de loto de Krishna. De Krishna. Pies de loto de Krishna. That's how you say Krishna in Spanish, right? Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is that it? Or is that Italian? Hare Krishna. Where's the pizza? The 12 parts in the body in which we place the Urdhva Pundra, the tilak, are not arbitrary. Thank you. I just got a new phone. People always give me phones. They are sensitive points that easily absorb the spiritual energy generated by reciting the names of Vishnu and mentally placing the Lord in those positions. So you're chanting a name of Vishnu in each of these spots. And they're absorbing the energy by reciting the names. And then the tilak is from where Krishna walked. If a devotee applies the marks of the Lord and chants His name, the Lord becomes pleased and resides with him. In this way, the material body becomes a sanctified temple of the Lord. So when people ask us, why do you wear tilak? We say, because it marks the body as a temple. Which means Krishna lives in the temple. The Brahmanda Purana says that a devotee who applies his tilak with great care while looking in a mirror or looking at his reflection in water, goes to the Lord's supreme abode. Supreme abode. By applying tilak on these places and reciting Vishnu's names, one sanctifies and dedicates the body to Lord Krishna's service. The Hari Bhakti Vilas mentions that the Urdhva Pundra Tilak may vary in shape, color, and material according to a devotee sampradaya. So you'll see different sampradayas have slightly different tilak. In fact, you can do a master's or a PhD on tilak because there's so many kinds of tilak. And the origin of the tilak. And you know different sampradayas by different tilaks. It should not be crooked. It should not be uneven, uncentered, dirty, or bad smelling. I don't know why it would be bad smelling. And you get tilak, like you can get it from the bank of the Ganga. You can get it from the bank of Radhakund. So, put your tilak on like an artist. Prabhupada put it on like this. I always put it on like this. Maybe it's something wrong with me. I find it hard to do it like this. And don't put it on like this. All the way in the top of your head. Just like here. As far as I know. I don't know. If Prabhupada, have you seen any pictures of Prabhupada having it higher? Yeah. If you're shaved up, you can go higher. Maybe. I don't know. I never went higher. Ideally, you shouldn't put it down the sink. You know, sometimes you have extra on your hand. If you're making it on your hand, put it on your head or your hair. But I guess if you're a woman, it probably doesn't look good. Vishnu, Shiva, no. Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu in the middle, so the middle should be clean. On the forehead, the center position between the two lines should be open, from the eyebrows to the hairline, but should be joined at the bottom. The solid portion, tulsi, may extend 3/4 of the way down the nose. While applying tilak, 2 vertical lines which represent the lotus feet of the Lord are drawn first. Then the tulsi leaves. Representing lotus feet, but it also represents Brahma and Vishnu. Different understandings. Lord Vishnu is said to reside in the central portion, while Brahma resides in the left, and Shiva on the right. Okay. But it also represents the lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada advised devotees in New York to try to avoid spilling liquid gopi chandan, the tilak, while mixing it in the palm of the hand. So, you have a little tilak and you mix it with water, don't spill it. It's precious. If it falls on the ground, immediately clean it. So there's verses you can chant while you're making the chandan, the gopi chandan. I don't know the verse. Anybody know? Keshava Dayaded. It's basically the same names that you put on. If you're, Brahmanically inclined, you like mantras, it's nice. I mean, you could do Achman before you put on tilak. You sit down nicely. Here's the verse. Lalate Keshaved Dhyayan Vakshastale Madhavam tu. So you see the names there? Keshava Madhava, Vishtum Cha Dakshine Kukshao, Trivikraman Kandare tu Sridaram Vamabandha. Baho tu Purishecha Padmanabam cha Narayanam Atodare Govindam Kanta Kupake. Govinda in the Kanta. The neck. Baho cha Maru Shudhanam Vamanam Vama Parshvake Shikesham tu Kandare Katyam Dhamodharam Yasad. So the same names are being chanted. Now here is, and then they give you all the mantras. If you don't know the mantras, I'm sure you can get them by Googling. Then they have a section here of the Prema Dvani prayers. Let's see if there's anything of interest to us. It's just listing them so you know them.
And for initiation, it's just forehead.
Every day, it's all the...
Right. But I mean, other...
Every day you put it in all parts of your body. After you bathe, and put on, whenever you put on tilak, I mean, if you're running out to do a program or something, it's... But after you bathe, you put them on all parts. You always wear them on all parts of the body. What putting on tilak means 12 places. It's not just here. Although, later in the day, so you may put it on just here. You're not bathing, but wearing tilak means 12 places on the body. Yes, 12 plus 12 places. Los 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Todo. Días. Every day. So the prayers for offering boga, prayers for taking prasadam. This is the appendix. I'm just trying to see if there's anything of interest. Honoring and serving prasadam, we went over that, right? Don't put prasadam on the salt. Don't put prasadam on the salt.
On the salt. Don't put prasadam on the salt when you're serving. Remember he was joking? Going around
You put salt on the plate and then you... Okay. Well, let's see what they say about prasadam, because they have an order here. Water should be served first. When Gaudiya Vaishnava serve prasadam, so if you're serving, that means you're serving in an order. So what goes first, what goes next? We were talking about that? Gaudiya Vaishnavas, I don't know if it's only Gaudiya Vaishnavas, serve bitter foods like spinach, sukta, Corella. You have Corella here? Bitter melon?
Yeah, we have.
So for digestive sake, bitter foods are better to eat first. You go bitter, and you end up with sweet. Then it's followed by dal and savories like pakoras, fried potatoes. Then, well, you should serve rice with a dal if you're serving me. Then come other vegetables, light sabjis to richer and wet to dry. Then richer wet sabjis served again, followed by raitas and chutneys. Finally, sweets. They didn't even serve rice or chapatis. I heard it goes. Rice and chapatis should be offered from the very beginning. Okay, that's a good principle, because Indian eating, you always eat everything with rice and chapatis. So you serve sabjis and there's no rice and chapatis. You're just waiting, right? If possible, chapatis should be served hot. That's nice. You make them hot off the stove. You serve them. Okay. Except where necessary for preaching, one should remain silent while they take prasadam. Not around here. No, because see that might but the thing is, a lot of times when you're taking prasadam, it's a time to associate with devotees. Now I have some, so you want to talk. I had a great experience. We did a workshop, a retreat actually, and they had these big round tables where at least 8 or 10 people would sit. Because normally you sit and you line up and there's talk to the person next to you. And this was eight people taking together in a circle. It was really nice. The vastu of taking prasadam in a circle. Because you could, you're with 8 people at one time. So I thought it was nice. Prasadam's maybe if there's 200 people, if everyone's talking, it's just a disturbance. But maybe that's what they're referring to. I mean, taking prasadam's a meditation. Some temples they'll read something. They want everyone to be quiet. Everyone in the group should be offered the same items. No one should be offered anything that is not offered to everyone else. The devotee who is serving prasad shouldn't make any distinction. If possible, those with special diets should eat separately. So everyone doesn't get envious? Or I mean, anyway, you understand the principle. Don't you? Prasadam may be served in buckets, but don't drag the buckets along the floor, making noise. In other words, taking prasadam is supposed to be not a chaotic event. Right? So if you're dragging the bucket, you're making noise. Missing, sometimes you miss the plate. Spill nectar on somebody. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Clean the place immediately. And collect all the remnants around the plate. You should eat everything on your plate. Okay, this is kind of a review. I'm just reading it to see if there's anything I didn't cover. Everything should be clean during meals. Wash your hands, your feet and your mouth, and tie your sika up. One sika should be bound, the head uncovered for men, and the feet bare. Yeah, this is all Hari Bhakti Vilas, Wearing socks is not suchi, not clean. Of course, in Western countries it's cold, so we wear socks. And then sometimes the floor gets dirty and you walk on the floor with your socks. And your socks are now dirty, carrying dirt everywhere. Yes? That's why you wash your feet. Because your feet, there's a lot of contamination. Well, they say there's a lot of contamination in your feet. If you wash your feet, it purifies you. Physically and spiritually. One should not eat at the sanyas, sunrise, noon, or sunset, before bathing or before forming Gayatri. Once you wake up in the morning, you bathe, and then you eat later. Prabhupada would bathe, Prabhupada would have massage, and then he would bathe, and then he would have prasadam. See, actually, the best time to eat is when the sun is above, because your digestion is the strongest. It's the best time for your big meal. Oh, here we have a very special instruction which was given to the devotees here the other day. Let's read what it says. This is funny. Wait a minute. Wait, don't go anywhere. Keeping the plate in one's lap is not proper. Standing up is not proper. Ayurveda recommends sitting on the floor with an asana to take prasadam with the legs crossed to ease digestion. Anyone over 50
que alguien que tenga más de 50
may eat while seated at a table.
puede comer mientras está sentado en una mesa.
Thank you. Where's my table? You see where I'm sitting right now, everyone? I've been sitting here all day, and I'm over 50. Somehow or other I can do it.
You can get a table tomorrow.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't need a table. I'm sitting somehow or other. Maybe I'm not over 50. I just think I am. In other words, what they're trying to say is if you're in pain sitting on the floor, then don't worry about sitting at a table. It's not the end of the world. No. I like sitting. I don't like sitting at a table unless everybody's at the table. Before beginning a meal, one should glance over the prasadam and pay one's respects to it, remembering that it is the mercy of the Lord. Wow, we're on page 52. This manual is 93 pages. Then you glorify prasadam before you eat it. Okay, now the next one is very important. Please pay attention. Clear the wax out of your ears. Sit straight. Eyes open. Heart and chest out. Please listen. While eating or drinking, do not make disturbing noises. I think they mean burping. Yeah?
That's nice. Yes.
But the other one is nice. The next one is nice. I think they mean burping, belching. You know. But the other one is nice. Don't find fault with the taste of prasadam. As I always say, human life is meant for austerity. So if the prasadam doesn't taste good, then you're increasing your austerity. And I've been doing a lot of austerity here lately. I broke this rule of criticizing prasadam, but I have to tell them when. No, we had some good prasadam. Today was good, yesterday was good, the enchiladas were good. Salad dressing was almost good. Got a ways to go. We're getting there slowly. Hopefully within a week or so. Well, if we just get in touch with my wife and get her recipes. She's the salad dressing world acharya. She never makes the same dressing twice, and they're all good. Use only 5 fingers of the right hand to touch and place food in the mouth. This is the left hand, and this is the right hand. So they're saying these 5, not these 5. Eating with the fingers is recommended because the digestive process begins with the sensation of the food touching the finger. Because you feel it. Ah, it feels good. It stimulates you. Did you know that? Maybe you can notice that when you're eating. Yeah. Of course, the smell, the sight. Tear large items such as chapatis and puris with the fingers of the right hand, then place the small pieces in the mouth. So you can't use the left hand to tear chapatis. You have to use one hand. It can be done. Even little kids in India do it. Right? So you can do it also. Do not use your left hand to tear chapatis and puris.
No usen su mano izquierda para romper las chapatis y las puris.
Okay, malechas, listen to this one. All of you bona fide malechas out there, and here and out there. This is a good one. One should not consume a large item by taking it in one's mouth and tearing it with one's teeth. You tear the item with your hand. Can you translate?
I'm sorry.
Don't take.
No tomes. No rompas la tortilla, bueno, la chapati con la boca.
No, any big.
Oh, lo que sea.
Anything big.
Algo grande.
I mean, yeah, if you're eating what can you do if you're eating a donut or a papaya? But I think they mean like, a chapati. Take a chapati. Now, of course, you're going to go, next time you go to the temple, you're going to, unless there's not a lot of Indians there, you're going to see everybody doing this. Right?
Kind of makes sense because we gave veggie burgers to some Bengalis once.
Tiene sentido porque
Wouldn't eat it like this.
Yeah.
Les
Right
dieron
hand.
a los veganes unas hamburguesas, les dimos unos hermanos que teníamos espirituales y lo comían con la mano derecha todo.
Can't eat your veggie burgers with two hands, Prabhu.
No lo podían hacer.
Don't, just make them small then.
Ahora entiendo todo.
So much trouble being a devotee, isn't it? Can't eat grains today, to eat with your right hand, to get up early, not supposed to take a hot shower, might get chastised by your bhakti leader. Do not use your left hand to tear chapatis and puris. Right. Who said that? When the right hand is clean before a meal, one may use it to hold the cup and pour water into the mouth, so that the cup does not touch the lips. Just hope you're a good shot. See, I told you it was hard. Krishna consciousness. You can't just drink water. You have to do it this way. It's so difficult being a devotee. During a meal, one's right hand touches one's mouth, so one should take the cup in the left hand and pour water in one's mouth after you start eating. Wow. It's getting even more complicated now. And pour it in one's mouth without touching.
With the left hand. So you drink with the left hand.
Because now your hand's dirty, so you're going to dirty the cup. If the cup cannot pour, but hardly anybody does that. If the cup cannot pour properly, one may hold it in one's right hand and drink using one's lips. Jai Haribol! Makes it a lot easier. Yes.
Doesn't this all have to do with because in India and Bengal, it's because they're eating with their hands?
If you're eating with a fork and spoon, yeah, maybe different. Depends how proper you want to be. If you want to be proper, you won't eat with a fork and spoon. Food quantity. We'll just skip that section. We don't want to read that, right? Basic ideas. As far as I know, this is the size of your stomach's this size. Is that right? Or this size? And you're only supposed to fill it half with food. So I don't know about that. It's not. I thought it was this size, and then you eat this much. Like whatever you could fit in your hands, that's all you could eat.
It's like one samosa.
Put out your hands, Prabhus. No, we pile with rice and sabji and No, but I'll tell you the secret. I discovered the secret. You should, if you wanna know that you haven't eaten enough. I mean, if you've eaten enough, but not too much, you You should still feel a little like you could eat a little more, but you don't. Because when you feel like you can't eat any more, it means you've eaten too much. At least that's what I find. If you've eaten a good meal, but you're still not completely full, you could eat more, but you don't have to. You know that point? There's a point where you're eating more because it's good, but you don't have to. At that point, if you stop, that's a good amount. That's my experience. It's a problem when it's really good, isn't it? So you fill your stomach half with food, then quarter air, quarter water, and drink the water first if you're going to drink water. That's Ayurveda digestion. In the winter, digestion is stronger because the weather's colder. It's stronger at noon, and for some people, it's strong all the time. And some of them are sitting in this room. Out of respect for others who are still eating, all persons in the row should wait for the others in the row to finish. After you eat, wash your hands and feet without delay, and then rinse your mouth at least 3 times. No, wash your hands and mouth, then wash your feet. Do not take rest or perform any strenuous labor directly after a meal. It's not good for digestion. One should maintain a tranquil frame of mind as one did during the meal by remembering the Lord, chanting His names. And then clean the area after you eat. Most of this we went through. Yes? Just to review. Dealing with different categories of devotees, we did that. We did that this morning. I have to get these classes up there. We had a great class this morning, if I don't say so myself. Okay, let's see what they say about dealing with women. A woman should be given all respect, except if she's in ISKCON. Doesn't say that. Does it say that? Okay, let's see if all the women livers are with us today. Okay, where are all my women liberation friends? They've abandoned me. Okay. A woman should be given all respect, particularly if she is a Vaishnavi and addressed as such. Should be addressed as such. A brahmachari should see every woman as his mother, and a grihastha should see every woman except his wife as his mother. Grihastha sees every woman as mother, but not his wife. Although some men get married and they get married to have a mother, not a wife. So some men actually see their wives a bit like mother. It's true, because they're mama boys. They're mama's boys, and they get married, they're just their wives, becomes their mother. You know about mama's boys? They can't what? They can't take care of themselves. They need someone to take. Brahmacharis should associate with Matajis only as far as required to execute devotional service. Okay, here. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Listen to the next one. At the mercy of the Vaishnavas.
La misericordia de los Vaishnavas.
One should not begin any significant venture in one's life without first receiving the blessings of the Vaishnavas.
Uno no debe de empezar algo sin recibir la misericordia de los Vaishnavas.
One must always feel oneself dependent on the mercy of the Vaishnavas.
Uno debe de sentirse dependiente de la misericordia de los Vaishnavas.
Just like anything we do, we want the mercy of the Vaishnavas.
Así como cualquier
Get their blessings because we know that it's not going to be successful without the blessings of the Vaishnavas. So, you see in India, people always ask for blessings. It's just part of the culture. They know that nothing will be successful without the blessings of superior Vaishnavas. Every book written, you'll see in the beginning a Mangalacharana is offering respects to the disciplic succession, begging for mercy, like Krishnadas Kaviraj writing Chaitanya Charitamrita, feeling himself totally unqualified. He said, I'm like a blind man and a lame man, and I'm asking for the stick of the mercy of the Vaishnavas. Otherwise I'll fall over. Fall. Yeah, you need a stick, a walking stick to hold him up. And the walking stick is the mercy of the Vaishnavas. I'm lame, and I need a walking stick for the mercy of the Vaishnavas. And you can speak poetry if you're dumb. You can see stars if you're blind. You can cross mountains if you're lame. By the mercy of the Vaishnavas. So that's humility, right? Just feel like without the mercy of the Vaishnavas, I can't be successful. And then, before we give class, we pay respects for the mercy, to get mercy. Then, associating with devotees, how do you associate? What do you do? That's in Nectar of Instruction. You can give gifts, receive, reveal one's mind, or you can inquire, and you can accept prasadam, offer prasadam. We were talking today, right? This morning's class about affection. Show affection. It's very important. Okay, dealing with non-devotees. One should not allow non-devotees to touch our feet. But if they insist on doing it, and there's no other way to avoid it, one can simply remember the predecessor acharyas and spiritual master and accept them and return namaskar with folded hands. I always touch their head. So I heard it that way. If you're getting karma, just kind of return the favor. I mean, it's kind of dangerous in India. I did a sometimes I do a program. Man, Indians are just, they want to touch it, They think you're a sadhu, they want to touch your feet. And everybody's diving for your feet. It's crazy. So all these non-devotees touching your feet. I think it's dangerous. Two categories of non-devotees. The innocent, we should be the well-wisher. We enlighten them. But we don't want to intimately associate. And association means intimate, revealing your mind, befriending them very closely. That's what it means to associate. According to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that's what it means to associate. Doesn't mean you work with them, but it means you get very close and you open your heart to them. That's. And then the atheists, we should avoid them.
Y al ateo lo debemos evitar.
And it's offense to preach to such people.
Es una ofensa para
Unless they're, how do you know if they're an atheist or not?
Pero puedes decir,
Excuse me, sir, are you an atheist or not? Okay, here, take a book.
ateo, no. Ah, bueno, ok.
It's not like that. But
No es así.
it just means if someone is
Eso le significa
becoming, if by your preaching they're becoming offensive, then
que si por su
you shouldn't do that.
se está volviendo ofensivos, no debemos hacerlo.
You're saying something and it's causing them to make offense.
Están diciendo
It's
algo
better
que
just
está
stop.
ofendiendo, mejor parar.
Wow, listen to this. This is Indian culture. If a non-devotee is, we talk about meeting non-devotees. If he's a friend, we say Hare Krishna.
Si es un amigo, decimos para
And if it's a superior relative, we chant Hare Krishna and bow down.
si es un familiar, un pariente,
Just like Karo
estamos
should bow down to her mother every morning.
como yo que le debo dar.
That's in Indian culture. The kids, when they're very young, they learn to bow to their parents.
Cuando los niños son muy pequeños,
I don't know about now, but that was a tradition.
que ahorita ya no sabes si se sigue, pero antes era así.
And if you encounter someone who's criticizing your guru,
Y si encuentran a alguien que
Vaishnavas, or criticizing the Shastra,
o critican a
then you must immediately defeat them
debes
or leave the place.
o
Because if you hear the offense,
porque si escuchas
see, the thing is,
lo que pasa,
faith is broken by hearing
quiebra
criticism or blasphemy.
cuando se escucha blasfemia
And faith is made by hearing glorification.
y la fe se hace se desarrolla con la
It's just the way it works.
es la forma que-
So if you hear
Entonces, si
criticism of a devotee,
crítica
it breaks your
de un
faith.
devoto, quiebra su fe.
And if you lose faith, then that's your faith is your bond to your spiritual life.
Y si quiebra su fe, esa es su unión.
I'm sinking back. I'm getting smaller, aren't I? Let me see what I look like now. Yeah. This chair is sinking. Okay.
Que se está uniendo su silla.
Kush said men are big babies. Yeah. We've been talking about the big babies. We've been talking about the big babies the other day. Oh, and Guru Nishna is saying how to eat an apple because you can't go. Oh, cut. Don't eat apples, Guru Nishna. No, you just cut them. You could cut them. I mean, this is like, we're talking here like high-class Vaishnava finishing school here. Wow. Listen to this, everybody. This is going to give you nightmares. I read that if you call a woman Mataji, and then if you don't treat her properly, then Yamaraj treats you as if you treated your mother badly. Wow. The conclusion is it's dangerous to associate with women because look what could happen.
Porque mira lo que va a pasar. Sí, no le voy a mandar a madre. Oye.
Oye tú.
Okay. Right, yeah. So, if someone's blaspheming, you either have to deal with them or just leave, as we said before. What else here? Okay. Reception of guests. This is interesting. You'll like this. The Sanskrit word atiti means not scheduled. Titi means a date, so atiti means no date. An unscheduled or unexpected guest, see, a guest in Sanskrit is called atiti, means someone who